Just the
Oh, I should have read them.
hey, oh well.
Should we like not?
Sorry, we're live. You can't go change now.
Well,
Unless
actually, no, my face will match the red side.
there'll be quite a few people going, okay, Gina, go ahead, change right there. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, I don't think so, people.
Hi, everybody. Yeah, my face always turns red anyway because we're trying to figure out why. But you know, so I'll match my
Because
side.
I got her blushing.
It always has me blushing. Don't take me from the
Switch
moment.
sides. I'll be over the red side. It'll match with my hair. Hey, everybody, like my hair? We won't say that somebody here cut their hair. Okay, we won't say who. It wasn't me. That's all I got to say.
No, I went and got my hair cut today. I did because I wanted to blend in my things better. Every once in a while, I'll go and get my hair cut by a professional, And I said I don't want to lose length, so she really left the length, but really didn't cut at all anything down there, and that's what I needed was the blending. So when I came home, I had to blend some in.
Do y'all remember the last time she did this and she swore, said, don't make me cut, don't ever let me cut my hair again? Was it the same woman you went to the last time? Don't go to her again, okay?
No, I haven't gone to someone in a long time. This is
okay. Fine.
But
right. The one you went to the last time was yourself.
I've done that my whole life. Don't you understand about that? I just don't have good mirrors, and I can't. My arms don't work anymore and stuff, and it's just you lose your abilities. But we have a wonderful guest tonight. We are going to be talking about twin flames tonight, not soulmates. Twin flames. All right. So there is a difference. So what I'm going to do, guys, like I always do, play the video for her, which I have been posting now the video. So if you guys have seen it on Facebook with our ad, great. But here it is. This is a little bit about Elle, and she'll be with us as soon as it ends. This week in the Fox Den with Gina B and Mama D, we have Elle Hari. She is a #1 international best-selling author and twin flame and ascension expert who helps people to overcome fear, pain, and self-sabotaging limitations in order to guide them towards their true nature of bliss and perpetual happiness. After experiencing her own twin flame journey, Elle left a career as a lawyer to help others navigate their own paths towards ascension. Now, as the founder and CEO of Elle Hari Universal LLC and creator of the Be With Your Twin Flame and Mastery of Ascension Alchemy brands, Elle helps her students to learn unconditionally to love themselves and manifest their greatest dreams. Her mission is driven by a passion to expand people's awareness of the truth of the twin flame journey and assist humanity's spiritual ascension on a global scale. Elle has written 4 best-selling books, including Twin Flames Exposed, Love Exposed, Yes I Can, and Savvy Spirituality, the sophisticated, fun, and fabulous person's ultimate guide to everlasting happiness. She has recently been named to the prestigious Brains Global 500 list for 2020, alongside Vice President Kamala Harris and Elon Musk, and the top 10 powerful women in 2021 on Yahoo Finance, alongside of Oprah Winfrey. For her expertise, Elle has been featured in Nikki Swift, MEAWW, Meow, Elephant Journal, and more. Today, she is here to reveal to us the insights from Twin Flames Exposed, why most of what you think you know about twin flames isn't true, and how understanding the truth is the key to being with your twin flame in this lifetime. And we welcome you to the Fox Den, Elle. And here she is. Hi, Elle.
She's stunning. That's all I gotta say. She's absolutely gorgeous.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. That was a beautiful video. Thank you for putting that together.
She enjoys doing it. It makes her crazy, but she enjoys doing it. There was one time I said it was something, and they said, "Oh, you don't need to make a video for me. They brought their own." And Gina was like, "Okay," and she looked at it and she goes to me, she goes, "I gotta make one." I was like, "Go for it."
Yep. I do. I do enjoy making them. I just feel like, because instead of sitting here and reading someone's bio, and sometimes you stumble. So at least this way, you get some chances. If you stumble, you can just
You can
re-record.
delete it and go back and start again.
It's great. I mean, kudos to you. I definitely am not someone to bring my own videos. So I don't have those talents. So I appreciate it. It's really nice.
Awesome. But so anyway, seriously,
Thank you
welcome
for
to
having
the
me.
show.
Thank you for having me.
This is such a great topic. It really, truly is, because people get very confused with this.
Yes.
So first of all, first and foremost, what is a twin flame?
So a twin flame is one soul in two bodies, or two bodies that share the same soul.
Mm-hmm.
It's how we're all created. So everyone has and is a twin flame. And the reason why that is okay, to understand this, we must first understand that we're all souls. Souls are energy. Everything and everyone is energy, and the entire universe is made up of energy. And our energy is our soul. And our soul originates in 5D, the fifth dimension. Well, where we live here in the physical world is 3D, it's the third dimension. And the energetic paradigm of the third dimension of 3D is not the same as 5D. In 3D, it's one of duality and opposites. So everything has an opposite. There's up and down, hot and cold, in and out, good and bad, light and dark, In 5D, it's not like that. In 5D, everything just is. So there's no opposites. Nothing seems to be different from each other. Nothing seems to be separated or disconnected. Everything's one, and it just is.
Yeah.
So in order for our souls to incarnate here, when we're born, they need to energetically assimilate into the energetic paradigm of duality and opposites. So our soul needs to make two opposites of itself. And that's why everyone has and is a twin flame. One opposite is in one physical body of the soul, and the other opposite is in the other physical body of the soul. And in energetic terms, those opposites are called polarities. So one twin flame is one polarity of the soul's energy, and the other twin flame is the other polarity of the same soul energy.
It's just so fascinating, like how this is even it's a science, So now,
yes.
Okay, so now that we know what a twin flame is, and people are always confusing twin flames and soulmates. Mm-hmm. So can you explain what the difference is between a twin flame and a soulmate?
Sure, I'd love to. So twin flames, like I said, it's two bodies, one soul. They share the same soul, the two people. A soulmate is just like the name implies. It's a mate of your soul. So it's not the same soul. It's another soul that your soul resonates with. And there are, all different types of soulmates. Basically, any other person in your life beside your twin flame is a soulmate. Yes, there's the romantic lover type of soulmate, which is the most common connotation probably for the word soulmate. But I mean, our family members are soulmates, our friends are soulmates, our neighbors, our coworkers, the stranger that cuts you off in traffic is a soulmate to one little tiny degree. And even pets and animals are soulmates.
Yeah, very cool, very cool. We got all kinds of people saying hello. That's a new name. Welcome, Juan. I don't know where you're from, but
I'm going to say Juan is over in our YouTube channel. So welcome. Hopefully you've subscribed.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, people subscribe. Go to our YouTube channel, subscribe. We always we
enjoy new friends.
Yeah, it goes more places.
And generally, our guests end up becoming part of the family. So beware.
Yeah, yeah. So this is the book. Okay, now, guys, it's not like this really hefty book, but it's so full of information that's just going to make you scratch your head, quite honestly. And it's written in a way of how she actually communicates, how she speaks. So it's very easy to understand. It's personable. It's relatable. It's an easy read. But I'm telling you, if you ever had any questions about twin flames, and people have asked me this quite often over the years, what about twin flames? Here you go. All right. Elle is your lady. She is the one that knows everything about this. Okay. And I want to know actually what started you on your twin flame journey, and what is a twin flame journey? And Juan says, thank you and happy to be here. And we're really happy to have you.
Yes. Happy to have you on. Thank you for joining us. Okay, to answer about my own twin flame journey, I'll just first explain the twin flame journey. So even though everyone has and is a twin flame, and everyone has crossed paths with their twin flame in every lifetime, that's fine, because you don't even know, most people don't even know that they have met their twin flame or crossed paths with their twin flame or grew up next door to their twin flames. And there's like billions of people in the world married to their twin flames right now, and they don't even know that they're twin flames, and it doesn't matter, right, for that label. The only reason why we even have to label it or even care if it's a twin flame or not is because once the twin flame journey happens, and the twin flame journey happens when the soul, and this is all up to the soul. No one can consciously will this to happen. You can't just decide it's going to happen. But the soul, on the deepest energetic soul level, recognizes itself within the physical body of the other twin flame. Mm-hmm. And at that point in time, the two, remember I said there were two polarities. Well, until that point in time, the polarities are just dormant. They're just, there's nothing, they're not activated. Yeah. At the time of soul recognition, when the soul recognizes itself within the other body of the twin flame, those two polarities become activated. And when that happens, the twin flames tend to be drawn together like magnets. And the energy of the polarities builds up to this like crescendo. And it's the most intense feeling. This is the time when people, you might hear them describe their twin flame as, they feel like they found home, like no one's ever connected with them as like before, they feel like they knew each other from before, like no one's ever gotten them that way, all that. And, best sex ever, all this other stuff. I mean, and that's during the build up part. But then it reaches a tipping point where the polarities start to manifest physically. And how they manifest physically is in a push-pull type action. So one twin flame becomes the push energy and the other twin flame becomes the pull energy. The push energy is pushing all of that energy onto the pull twin flame, while the pull twin flame is pulling away from the push energy in tandem. So that's why, the twin flames, when they reach this tipping point, they tend to go into one of two relating dynamics at that point. The pull twin flame either ghosts and disappears, and it's like, what happened, leaving the push twin flame there, like just confused and like their world's been pulled out from under them. Or they get stuck in this back and forth push-pull, never-ending, on again, off again relating pattern, where the pull twin flame will leave for a little while, usually, and this is very common when the pull twin flame is married or in a committed relationship, when they meet their twin flame and start the twin flame journey with someone else, because the pull twin flame will leave, go back to that person, come back, go back to that person, come back, and it's like back and forth, like like a revolving door. So that's a twin flame journey. That's what that is. It's not why. I mean, the whole
yeah.
We get into like the whole why right now, but we will get into the why. I'm sure there's a purpose and point to it. But anyway, so that's really the twin flame journey. And so how I knew about my twin flame journey was when I met my twin flame, and we had a blissful 6 weeks together. I mean, like I said, it was like the crescendo build up. It was amazing. And then suddenly, like, he was gone. And I was like devastated. I was a puddle on the floor. I felt like my soul had been ripped from my body, literally. Like I had a gaping hole in my sacral chakra where's my core wound, which is, by the way, that's a hallmark of the twin flame journey, is called core wound pain. And we can get into that too if you ever want to talk about signs of how you're on the twin flame journey.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Right now?
Go ahead.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, go ahead. Because it's fresh in your mind, because who knows what can happen.
Right. Yeah. So it's very important to understand this, because if you Google like signs you've met your twin flame, or how you know you met your twin flame and all this, everyone's going to describe that buildup period, right? They're going to describe, someone, never, you feel like you found home. You feel like no one's ever gotten you like they did. You complete each other's sentences, all that great fun stuff. And that's good and great. But I mean, you can have those things with a close resonant soulmate as well. Those aren't just indicative of only a twin flame relating experience. How you know you're on the twin flame journey is once the tipping point goes into effect, and the push-pull starts manifesting physically, is the push twin flame is left there, and there's really three things that are going on with the push twin flame at that point. First of all, it's obsessive thoughts. You're in complete obsession about the pull twin flame who's no longer there, right? And this leads to this is because the push pull energy is fear-based energy, just because it is duality, and that is fear. And it's only here in the 3D. And so, the fear-based energy controls our minds. And, so the push energy it's controlling your mind. And so it can only push onto that other twin flame, the pull twin flame. It just can't focus anywhere else. So, you become very obsessive. And this results in, people acting like they normally wouldn't, like stalking their twin flame on social media, stalking them in person, stalking people they know, stalking their family members, their friends, their new
right. Or physically, like dragging around and chasing them type thing.
Yes, just go crazy. Like, you can't focus on anything else. You can't function. It just drives you nuts. I mean, you don't want to be thinking about this. You try to cut the cord, doesn't work because it's your soul. How do you cut from yourself? There's all sorts of things you can try, but you just can't break that obsession. So there's that. Then the second sign is core wound pain, like I touched upon before. And that's some kind of pain either in your heart, your solar plexus, or your sacral chakra. And it feels either like it's on a spectrum of the degree of pain. Like it can feel anything from like a fluttering or a clenching type feeling, all the way to feeling like your soul's been ripped from your body, and you have a gaping hole and you've been disemboweled, and anywhere in between. So, but it's some kind of feeling like that within your heart, solar plexus, or sacral chakra. And then the third sign is doubt. And it's doubt even, as you're working through this journey, working in the process that we teach, and, you're all of a sudden, you're seeing it work. You're just seeing like, your twin flames coming back. Everything in your life is getting amazing. But you still have doubt, like, but this really can't be my twin flame.
I know, right? Well, if this one pulled away and then, then you're back, like, you're going to pull away again.
Well, yeah.
I mean? So, I mean, how could you not have doubt?
Right. Yeah. And doubt is fear, right? And that push pull is fear. So until we call it balance, but until really you neutralize the polarity there, then there's always going to be a little bit of fear until it's totally neutralized there.
Yeah. And you don't have that good sense of like security that everyone's looking for, Yeah. So exactly. Then you can't, without that, then you can't trust, because you can't trust, and it snowballs into a whole bunch of other emotions that come into play there.
Yeah, that's and it reactivates your core wound. That's the wound is totally connected to that as well. So and it's
a vicious cycle.
It is
vicious cycle. It almost makes you like, why do you want to do this?
Well, there is a point. You don't want to do it. Consciously, your soul is ready for it, because it's a part of the ascension process. And what you're doing when we neutralize those polarities, like I talked about, or balance out that push pull, that's actually what you're doing is alchemy. And so you're alchemizing your fear-based energy within yourself into love. So it basically gets dissolved or absorbed by, your soul love energy. And as you do that, you're shifting closer and closer into alignment with your soul, because your soul is love energy. And more out of the fear-based, you start to begin rising up out of the fear-based energetic part of your physical being, which is ascension. Ascension is going to be when we have no more fear-based energy regarding anything, anyone.
Yeah. Well, now is that while you're alive, or is this in the next lifetime? Because I mean,
in the next lifetime for most of us. I don't think anyone clearing.
So I have a question.
Big card to fill.
So if somebody has already met their what they've finally figured out, hello, light bulb moment. I had that person in my life was my twin flame. Okay. And went through all of the push pull and the stalking and the thinking, the feeling was like getting kicked in the chest by a mule. Never been done that really, but that feeling that's like, So when they finally sort of not get over it, but work through it, I have a feeling that we can never get over that, but it doesn't stop us from finding soulmates, but there'll never be another twin flame. That it's that one person, correct?
Right. There's only one twin flame. Yes. And you're right. You can't get over it because it's getting over. How do you get over yourself?
Yeah.
Yourself. It's you. And that's what the twin flame journey is about. It's about the pull twin flame shows the push twin flame, the part of themselves that they usually wouldn't see, which is that push fear-based energy that they need to look at and alchemize. We transmute it into love. And so that's they say the twin flame is your mirror, and that it's really they're your reverse mirror in a way, because They show you, but not by anything they're doing, saying, thinking, feeling in the physical world. They show you by you observing and seeing your own fear-based energy come up whenever, you know, your twin flame comes back around again and again. And then it's more for you to work on of yourself and see and balance and transmute.
Right. So Darian, really a wonderful, beautiful soul she is. She says, so if we mess up in this lifetime, do you believe we have a chance in the next?
Oh, of course. Yeah, there's no messing up. Your soul is orchestrating everything, and your soul is perfect. So, you know, everything's happening exactly as it's meant to happen. You can't mess up. There's no right or wrong where the soul is concerned. You know, everything just is. Remember, right and wrong, that's duality. That only exists here in the physical world. So, right. You know, your soul doesn't bring that with you into the other lifetimes or anything like that.
Right. So I told you we were going to be answering this question several times because Darian came in later, because this was the first things that we talked about, Darian, was the difference between a soulmate and the twin flame. No, they are not the same. And just rewatch the very beginning of the show and you will hear the full explanation of what the twin flame is, like your soul and your soulmate.
I think the simplest way, without negating all the importance of it, is that a soulmate can be anything from your neighbor to the one you're married to your pet, to me, her to me. There, I gotta get this right. You know, to your pet, that can be your soulmate. Your twin flame is the reason you get up and breathe in the morning. That's the person that makes you breathe. And when it's over, it's scary over. And then you go stalking people and, you know, but so, yeah, you can, that's the difference. To me, I think twin flame is more intense. Soulmates are amazing. The connection is deep, but a twin flame is like intense.
Yes. And soulmates are, I mean, they're about physically relating with somebody else. They're about that. Twin flames aren't really about that. I mean, yes, it's usually the catalyst. Yes, it can, you know, you'll eventually get there, and it can be a byproduct, but it's not, that's not what it's about. The twin flame journey is about, you know, seeing yourself. And I mean, everything is a reflection of yourself in your outer world, but you know, it's about really working, showing up. Your twin flame shows you this part of yourself that you otherwise wouldn't even see or observe.
Right. So Wanda says, can I steal the rest of my soul back from my twin flame? I love that question. That's a cool question.
There's no need to, because you're the same soul. Your twin flame can't take your soul.
But not yet. He can't take it from you. He can break you, but he can't take your soul.
You can think of it. You can really think of it as you're the souls. There's one soul, right? And it's everywhere because your soul's omnipresent. It's most powerful. By the way, your soul's energy is the most powerful energy in the whole universe. It's most powerful than anything else, anything in this physical world, than our minds, our thoughts, and our actions, anything. Our soul is, you know, trumps all of that. And so you can think of it as, you know, this big, never-ending, all ongoing cloud of energetic field. And, you know, it has its two physical bodies within it, right? So it's not like the soul is within us. We are our physical bodies. Our physical bodies are within the soul.
Right. And we actually talked about this question too, Darian. What I meant about messing up is that if your twin flame is already married. So.
Yeah, no, there's nothing you can really do about that. I mean, the energies are just too strong sometimes. That's a very common thing with twin flames. What happens most of the time with twin flames, usually, you know, there's no absolutes here, but usually, everyone's twin flame relationship has some kind of, at least one kind of physical obstacle that would make or break other relationships. For example, if your twin flame's married, your twin flame being married or with someone else, you know, maybe you wouldn't go there with someone else. But with twin flames, you know, I mean, all that goes out the window usually because it's just so intense and so strong that way. Other common ones are huge age difference. Very common with twin flames. Like my twin flame is 16 and a half years younger than me.
When two twin flames, distance of time and space.
Yes, different living on opposite ends of the world and just meeting online somehow. And the soul energy is that strong that you go through all of this,
Yeah.
the same
Right.
feelings different religions when that matters to people, and cultures, different races when that matters to people, same sex when neither have been gay before, stuff like that. It's all very common.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love this one with Keith.
Keith, yeah. You want to read it? Oh.
Yeah, it says, I got ghosted. Then 2 years later, Spirit put them back in my life, exactly in the same situation as when she disappeared. Interesting. And what did you do about that? That's my question.
Well, that's what she said about the push, pull,
Yeah.
in it,
There was a movie a while back with Will Smith, everybody's favorite these days, but Will Smith, where he was a god, and then his twin flame was also a goddess, but they were, when they came back as humans, once they got together, their energy was so intense that they became weak, their strength became weak, and then they died. But when they reincarnated, when they were put separate, they would heal and get back together, get healthy again. But the only way for them to stay alive was that they had to stay separate.
Oh,
And
really? That's interesting.
I can't remember the name. I'll find it.
I never saw that.
Yeah,
One says, yeah, we got a couple of questions about your duality, but yeah, you got to definitely find that movie, Mama,
Yeah,
and
I will.
put that link in the thing because I'd like to see that too. So one says, Elle mentioned duality. I believe on everything stated by the non-duality teachings. I can't Advaita Vendetta. I don't know if I said that correctly or not. If we're all one same energy, how can it be different souls according to the twin flame journey? All right, so if we're all one in the same energy, how can it be different souls according to the twin flame journey? Well, it's like the same soul. Is she saying that
twin flames are the exact same soul? So, but we're not everyone is the same soul or the same energy, right? The soul is energy. So soul energy we're used interchangeably. Twin flames are the same exact soul and energy, and they share that with no one and nothing else in the entire history of the cosmos except each other, right? But other people, every other soul has two bodies with it too that are twin flames, right? But they're separate souls from, say you and your twin flame. That makes sense.
To me, it does, because I mean, I've read the book and I've done a little, digging, but I wouldn't have thought of it like this without this.
Yeah.
Without this, I would not have thought of this. Wanda says, if it's duality, can it be same sex?
Oh, yes. It's so twin flames have nothing to do with the physical.
There's your answer.
All this journey takes place on the level of the soul. Yeah. And for the soul, there is no labels and distinctions or names, even words don't matter. It's yeah. So it's duality, but not on the physical level. It's duality in terms of energy on the energetic level. Yeah. The genders are relevant.
Yeah. So right. Hi, Jojo. We miss you. We love you.
Good movies. Good show to sneak a peek to. But yeah, the movie was called
How.
So it was a good movie. Some people thought it was nah, but I think it works so perfectly. It's not exactly what a twin flame is, but what you were saying with the push and pull. If you've never seen the movie Hancock, go check it out. It's interesting to what we're talking about today.
Cool. What's it called again?
Hancock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right there.
Hancock.
That did come out a long time ago, but
yeah.
I mean, I kind of remember.
Did you actually want me to find out the year? Well, it's a long time ago.
Well,
I had long hair.
That stuff. She'll find out.
Hancock's all of a sudden get all these downloads, and Will Smith's going to say
the and how, Wanda, was about the duality question. Is that what you're asking? The and how? Like, how do we do this? What? You know how you do this? You go like this right here. You go to www.bewithyourtwinflame.com, and you guys could actually set up and have consults, and she has so many programs and everything that she coaches people into their twin flame journey and teaches you everything. So there's like a whole bunch of that stuff. She also has her weekly podcast, right? And you can go to twinflametruth.podbean.com, and she has a weekly podcast there. Now,
Or
this
anywhere they get their podcasts. It sounds like Spotify and I don't know, whatever there are.
Yeah.
Apple, Google.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can Google search, you'll find her, and she's all on all the social medias and everything too. So, check out her pages, LinkedIn and Twitter and all that stuff. She posts some really cool information. She does little videos, people that have learned from her post videos. It's really kind of cool. You'll learn a lot just from that, This link right here, linktr.ee/Elle Hari, you can find all her links. So to everything that she does. All right. So now I'm going to catch back up on.
We also have another newbie. Corey
Hi,
Collins.
Corey.
What if the personalities of the twin flames really clash during the balancing process? I believe you answered this earlier, but
Good. Answer it again. I think that's a good question.
Corey that's
irrelevant. It's irrelevant. It's not, this journey is not about the form or personality of the twin flame. It's irrelevant what they say, do, think, feel. That's all irrelevant. The only thing that matters is the energy, the underlying energy. If you balance out your push energy, it's going to balance out the pull, because by definition of polarities, you need two. So if you don't have one, if you only have one, there's no polarity or duality anymore. So it only takes one twin flame to balance out the polarity for both. And it stops the push and pull. And then at that instance, it makes that shared soul energetic field I was talking about become neutralized. That enables the soul to bring its two physical bodies together. So it's irrelevant what the twin flame, and I know that's so hard it's one of the most challenging part of this whole process and this whole journey everyone has, is trying to really get out of that way of looking at things and thinking about, because here we are in the physical world, right?
Right.
But, this journey, if nothing else, really awakens you to the truth that, we are spiritual beings. We're not physical beings. We're only here for such a short time in every lifetime. That there's nothing here is forever in the physical world. That means it's not really real. The soul is eternal, and it's infinite, and it's transdimensional.
This directly relates to, what Mama does, manipulating energy, being a Reiki master. What I do, talking to that energy after we pass, right? To what you do is shaping, this energy in the present, to ascend in the path, when we pass. Everyone has a reason, and it's all crucial. It's all critical in our lives as to, for us on our just life journey, let alone a twin flame journey. This is like a next progressive step, really, and a lot of people are afraid to do this, to go on a journey like this.
It's shrouded in fear when you start this journey, because remember that buildup of that energy, that's all fear-based energy.
Yeah.
Right,
and I think everybody hopes they think that everything is going to be positive when it comes to twin flame energy. I think twin flame energy is like, to me, the way I'm getting it, it's like a roller coaster. It's not smooth. It's not simple. You're going to have your bumps and your bruises, but I would never give up what the good that I felt for the bad that it ended in the end, that happened in the end.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Well, Wanda again is saying, so as above, so below. To be full and equally one must have balance. I am with my other half curious where Elle has gathered her information besides her own experience. So now you can talk about how your teacher and how you met your teacher and all that.
Thank you for this question. Yeah. So I gathered it from being my own twin flame journey. It was in 2013, which I just realized is 9 years ago already, which I can't believe that. And I was a puddle on the floor. I was like the worst case my teacher had ever seen and I'd ever seen. And so, and after 6 months of trying all different psychic spiritual advisors, no one knew what twin flames were, even in psychic circles then. Finally, 6 months in, and like the 13th psychic I called on a hotline, told me about twin flames. And she's like, oh, it sounds like you're twin flames. I was like, what? Then I Googled twin flames, and like 2 things came up at that time. And the top one was who became my teacher. Her name was Leora. She was located in Australia. And I signed up on her website and did my first session with her that day. And I ended up working with her every day for 2 years until she got too sick to work, and she's no longer with us, which is why I wrote Twin Flames Exposed. It was always I planned to just write that book. It's kind of like an homage to her, to try to clarify like the most common myths that are out there about it, because that was her biggest pet peeve, was like all this wrong information out there.
Yeah, because there are a lot of things about it, but you make it simple for us to understand what it is, who they are, compared to who we are, and the different steps you go to. This book is really simple to read, but it's a lot of knowledge. But anybody, if I can understand it, y'all can understand it. You know how that works.
I tried to write it, the way I speak, so it's more,
Yeah,
right.
Not so esoteric. And
Juan says he has one last question. What about the law of attraction? Can we get together with our twin flames through law of attraction? Thanks.
Nope. Well, not intentionally through law of attraction. So if you're intentionally trying to manifest your twin flame, nope, you can't do it, because that's thought energy, and thought is fear. And remember, the thought that's pushing against your twin flame, while their twin flame's pulling away. You can't do it that way. You have to do it through the soul work, which is more powerful anyway. Having said that, law of attraction is always working. It's like gravity. So, I mean, your soul's constantly attracting in everything in your life is through the law of attraction and such, and the other universal laws as well. Everyone forgets about the other ones. They're just as important.
True, that's true.
Yeah.
That
Although
is
someone just quoted, the law of correspondence, as above, so below. That's that's law of correspondence.
Yeah.
And that doesn't play too.
So Corey now again says, okay, once the energy is balanced, then do the personalities stop clashing? I've been working the process, and my twin flame comes in regularly, but it's very challenging on a personality level. And again, thanks.
Yes, the personality, you rise above the personality. So you just have more balancing to do, because the personality is all fear-based. It's your physical personality. I'm not saying you can't have a personality ever with people and stuff, but when it comes to the twin flame and relating, you have to make sure there's no more fear-based energy there. It's going to be completely, you can never have like a normal physical relating experience with your twin flame once you're on this journey again, if you want to maintain any kind of physical relating experience with your twin flame. It can't be that way, because with everyone else, we're just not at the level of human consciousness yet to have fearless relationships with anyone else. Every other relating experience is there's fear-based energy there. Even if you're as balanced as you can be, the other person's not. It's just it is that way. With the only one we can have complete fearlessness with is our twin flame once we're on this journey, and it must be that way. So as soon as we have any kind of fear-based energy coming in, then there's the energy starting to push back out, and eventually it's going to push out enough where the twin flame is going to pull away, and then there goes the physical relating experience until you allow it to balance back down again and stuff. It's a process, though. It's a cycle. Having said that, I do want to point out the fear-based energy here with this question is that you're having personality issues. So that's you looking at what the twin flame is doing, saying, thinking, feeling, and that's all irrelevant. And that means that's your fear-based energy looking at it, because the soul doesn't look at that. And when you have issues with things, that means you're judging it as bad, and judgment is always fear as well. So you want to catch that about yourself and your fear-based push energy, and just call it out and observe it and be like, oh, there it is. That's my fear-based push energy.
And all this can come out in like one-on-one sessions with you. Or do you have other people too? Like if you're too busy, do you have other people that you can refer?
Yeah, actually, I don't do one-on-one sessions, except for people in my, some people might like Balance and Beyond, which is like my beyond, my mastermind type people who have completed the Magnetize Your Twin Flame coaching program. But I do have one group coaching call a week that I do like this, and people call in, and I go back and forth with them like that. So it's not one-on-one. There is a group there, but it's for everyone that's in the program. But they do get one-on-one coaching, yes, from their coaches. Like I have all of our coaches have graduated my programs and have done amazingly well. They're better coaches than I think I am. So amazing, and everyone gets a one-on-one coach. Not me, but someone else, one of our coaches to work with when they enroll in the program.
Very cool.
All right, so that's cool. So I always say Sienna because I like to say it like that. It's Shauna. How do I connect with my twin flame this time around? I feel like we're ships passing in the night.
It's a good question.
So I mean, are you already on the twin flame journey? Is that what you mean, or you haven't met them
I
yet.
know her and I know how she feels about someone, and I believe she very well could be. I do think the other one is that pull.
Oh, okay.
You
Well, yeah,
know?
Bulls wouldn't be on here asking questions. Everyone, and I say everyone that watches my videos, that researches twin flames, even thinks about it, is a push. We only work with push. Pulls won't come looking for help. Looking for, they're not, they're not on the floor. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
They're not good. They're not good. They're still tormented in a way, but it's a completely opposite, different thing. We'll get into that. But no, it's only the push that really come, asking the questions, because they're focusing on it. The pull can't
And
focus.
I do see her with this person, though.
Yeah.
As a couple. It's just that other person has a lot major fear. Like I see it happening. I just don't know what it is that's stopping
Yeah.
it.
So in answer to your question, if you're already on the twin flame journey and, you've kind of like already push pull gone into effect and they ghosted, they disappeared, they're back and forth, in and out, whatever. You can reconnect with them by balancing out your energy, by, working in the process that we teach. If you haven't yet been on the twin flame journey, then doing the process will still probably magnetize your twin flame in, and you probably even know who your twin flame is. Like I said, everyone has crossed paths with their twin flame. It could be that person you grew up with next door, your coworker, whatever, but you just don't feel anything like twin flamey with them at all yet, because your soul hasn't had soul recognition yet, and there's nothing you can do, anyone can do to make that happen. The soul just does it when it's ready.
It happens when it's ready.
The soul just does it. Yeah.
So does everybody meet their twin flame in each lifetime that they live?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not just passing it in like two ships in a night, but have that connection. Or can you, like, example, skip this lifetime and have to wait to the next lifetime for you to have that moment of push pull and wanting to stalk the hell out of them?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. No.
Sorry.
This is like the first lifetime really that souls are at the level to awaken to this journey, where the soul would have recognition of itself. And again, it's very few people still that even have done that yet, right? It's very the level of human consciousness just wasn't there yet, where our souls were ready to start this journey. This journey is a part of the ascension process, right? So it's about something so much bigger than what we can even think of. It's not just about hooking up with your twin flame and or marrying your twin flame or something. It's about something huge.
It's more. It's to see the ascension process, right? That's like the main goal. That's what we all want. But who's
where we're all going to end up? That's the whole reason why I have any lifetime at all, is because we're all learning in every lifetime enough lessons on our soul level in order to advance and raise our level of consciousness enough to get to ascension, where we won't have to go through another lifetime again.
Can a twin flame relationship last a long time, like 23 years, 30 some odd here? You're running out of time.
Yeah,
there's generally not that long.
Before they've had soul recognition, yes. So there's many people out there who are married to their twin flames. We get students who have been married for 40 years, and then all of a sudden, their twin flame comes, or their husband comes home, or their spouse comes home one day and is like, I've had it, I'm done, leaves, and ghosts, and like leaves the whole family, everything. They don't know where they are. Like it's really crazy. But that's the soul had soul recognition at that point. But, there's many people who are married to their twin flames. They don't even know they're twin flames, right? And so one day their soul's going to have soul recognition. So, everything's going to like turn upside down.
That light switch will turn on.
Right. Right. So Sharon says, I'm wondering if my husband is my twin flame and soulmate. I'm a Capricorn. He's Aries. Both very pushy and pull for 23 years. And thanks. I don't know.
Soulmate. Could be your twin flame. You just,
Yeah. Again, soulmate, twin flame, two separate entities altogether.
Yeah, totally different. Yeah. Push pull, that's any relationship is push pull anyway, but this is a different kind of a push pull. It's like it's on an energetic level. It's like it's at your core, not your head. When you're in a relationship, you're battling, but it's all from here. It's like, well, you didn't take the garbage out, and you didn't do this, and it's bickering. The push pull is from here, from
energy. Yeah.
Okay, so now Wanda says healing can enhance your soul's desires. So when you start your own healing, I believe it puts your truth energy more present. Okay.
I just like to say something about healing. So my teacher Leora always said, healing has nothing to do with this. You're not, this is a soul journey. You're not sick. Your soul isn't sick or broken. Your soul's perfect. So there's nothing to heal.
Mm-hmm.
It's not healing. It's seeing. It's getting to know yourself, really.
Yeah. So she said, so is Elle's experience, I guess, with twin flames. Do twin flames have age gaps? Well, hers did.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it doesn't really matter.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, that's one of a very common phenomenon with twin flames is a huge age difference.
Yeah. Now, Tammy, hi, Tammy. I love my Tammy. She says, I met my twin flame in college. We aren't together, but I am with a soulmate now. Sometimes twin flames aren't together in this current lifetime. That's true. This is who I first even started talking about soulmates to. I think it was like maybe 6 years ago or so, Tammy. I'm not sure. But I remember talking about this with her. Before that, I had no concept of twin flames. I did soulmates, but not really twin flames,
Yeah, so you don't have to, once you're on the twin flame journey, I mean, you really need to do the work because you're obsessed. You're just not going to let up, like your obsessiveness is just going to drive you crazy. And, it's like, but that doesn't mean even though you do the work and your twin flame, you'll magnetize them back in. Just because, they come back in to help you do more work. And that's non-negotiable, but, it doesn't mean you have to, be in a physical relationship with your twin flame. Like half our students choose not to be, even though they're balanced and their twin flames come back in and whatever, they choose to be with, if they're married before with their spouses or with a soulmate that they magnetize. And it's also very common in the throes of this whole process that we teach for people to magnetize in a soulmate that, they do very closely resonate with. And it kind of, they still feel they feel again, they have the feels again for someone else when, usually when you're in the throes of the beginning of this journey, you can't imagine yourself ever being attracted physically to anybody else or wanting to be with anyone else in a romantic sense.
Right. I mean, sometimes we marry our soulmate.
You get over. It's something you work through.
Yeah.
Sometimes we marry our soulmate. Sometimes we marry our twin flame. Sometimes they pass away, and then it's like, oh, do you feel like you're going to be alone the rest of your life? Who knows? Colette's not understanding what's going on. Colette, I would definitely recommend reading the book. And then even at the end of this book, she says, okay, now that you did this, I suggest, give it a little time and read it again. Right? Because, and even at different times, because it's a process. This is a journey and it's a process. It's not like meeting your soulmate and it's not just, oh, okay, well, let's do this.
It's not just like easy. You can both want to be with each other in your minds, but you still can't be until that energy is balanced out.
Yeah. And I suggest you read the book because when I read the book, I was like, I think I know who my twin flame is. And listening to Elle and talking to her, it just sort of made me realize that, oh no, I don't know who and now I know who my twin flame was. And I was in that area where I was like nothing but a puddle of smoosh on the floor. And it's like, no, So it's like, so then you come back and you'll understand. Then you go back and read the book again. And then you can just sort of like tick off the things that you thought were before. I'll be checking them off going, that one fits that one better. And so
I find myself doing a lot of the running.
Yeah.
I mean, I get so close and then I do a lot of that running.
Yeah.
I find myself doing that, And Tammy says hers doesn't realize that he is her twin flame.
No, most of them don't. Most of the pull twin flames have no idea. And that's perfectly fine. It's not about what they know or they think. Remember.
Karen understands more now. Okay, so now one says, okay, this is really my last question. Right. We're not going to believe that.
We got about a little bit more than an hour to go, so it's okay.
Yeah. We have another whole hour. You guys know that, right? And Athena's going to come on do her crystal segment, and then we're going to do another hour of this. So
we still haven't gotten to the questions. It's just
I know. But this is great. This is great because I think people are learning process.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I read the book and I thought I knew who
I
that
know.
twin flame was. And then this conversation, I sent a message to
Doubt
Julie.
that?
No, I know.
Are you doubting? Are you doubting? Right?
Yeah.
So what was that?
I know who it was.
What was she talking about doubting? But one says, okay, this is really my last question. All right. If I feel unbalanced and my twin flame doesn't contact me, should I contact her? Or does this mean she's not my twin flame? Thank you so much.
It doesn't mean anything of the sort. And if you're asking, no offense, Juan, but asking this question is you're not really balanced. Because when you're balanced, you're not even thinking. You're not even thinking about that, right? You're focused, present in your own like space, and then that's when your twin flame will come in, right? But you could be feeling balanced for a while. Your twin flame doesn't come in right away necessarily. They cannot. I mean, there's no such thing as time in the realm of the soul, right? So time doesn't exist. Time is actually only a 3D physical fear-based thing, because when you're eternal, what's time? I mean, there is no time because you're timeless.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's no time. So we call it divine perfect timing. When your soul determines it's ready to bring your
and the thing is this body, or some people call it this meat suit, is only the outer shell. Our soul may just, okay, I'm going to sit here for a little while and then leave. And so what we think is in this timeline that this body should meet the twin flame may not happen with this body. It might happen with your next body.
Now,
so what's that option?
All right. Now, Shauna says, so how does he balance his energy? All right. So say she's balanced. She knows exactly, she's comfortable with herself. She knows who her twin flame is. And he's still doing that pulling. How does he balance his energy? How does this actually, come together? Do you do like couple type things?
Well, for how he balances energy, or what happens when they come together?
Both. So I'm asking like a multi question here. So how does he balance his energy? And would there be a thing that they could do together, like as a counseling thing, like with the program that you put?
No. Okay. So first of all, the pull twin flame doesn't balance their energy. It only takes one twin flame to do the work for both. Remember, because without the push, there's no pull, because you need to have push and pull for duality, right? And for the polarities. So there's no polarity, So it's all balanced. Right. So just by the push twin flame balancing, it balances out the pull twin flame. And then, but again, it's not like instantaneous, right? So, and I mean, this happened with my twin flame. This happens with a lot of people's twin flames, like the pull twin flame. Okay. So sorry, this is going to be a longer, this is one word answer, but
no, that's fine.
The push-pull energy is fear-based. It's addictive. Fear-based energy is addictive. That's why fear sells, right? That's why the media uses fear, right? Fear is an addictive energy. And so the push twin flame, that push fear-based energy is addicted, but it's addicted to what? The pull twin flame, the physical body of that pull twin flame, right? Meanwhile, the pull twin flame, it still has that addictive energy, but it can't satisfy that addiction with the push twin flame because it's pulling away from that energy. So it has to try to satisfy that addiction elsewhere. And so they have this like craving, this need, this emptiness that they feel like they have to satiate, right? And so they pull twin flames very often, they do a lot of drinking, drugs, gambling, working a lot. They jump in from relationship to relationship or into a whole other relationship, trying to fill this void that they feel like they can't satisfy themselves. So that's the torment they kind of go through. They don't know why, they don't know what it is. They're just like, they're just, looking for some kind of quenching to their thirst that's just not happening. It reminds me of like Pirates of the Caribbean, the first movie, The Curse of the Black Pearl or whatever, where the pirates, they were cursed because they would drink and they they're so thirsty and they would drink and it wouldn't quench their thirst, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that almost. So, but anything can be addictive, right? So I'm not saying it has to be anything dangerous. It's just anything can be addictive. But that's them doing that. So, but as you're bouncing out the push addictive energy, it bounces out their pull addictive energy. So it does. But a lot of times it doesn't look like they're getting quote unquote better in their lives, because for a lot of those things, they kind of have to hit rock bottom before they can get better. Right. So for example, say they're, your twin flames out like doing drugs and, whatever, engaging in that kind of behavior. And, in order for them to just stop, they're not just going to suddenly stop. They're going to, something's going to have to make them want to stop physically. Right. So, my twin flame, for example, would get into like, he got into some like accident and trouble. And, then his parents were like, oh, you're going to rehab. And then, but so it looks like when you see you get into trouble and he got in an accident and he's going in rehab, it looks like it's so bad. This isn't helping him at all. Right. But it really was, because that was, the turning point that got him kicking his addictive energy to realize he needed to kick it. Does that make sense? So even though on this energetic level, it's balanced, it takes time to filter through into the physical world and to affect things there. And in physical world being as it is, and instantaneously things can happen energetically, and they do. But in physical world, it's not, because we are in the physical world where there's boundaries and space and time, and things have to be arranged differently here than they will instantaneously in 5D and on the level of the soul. If that resonates at all, but it's just logistically have to be done a certain way here and chronologically and stuff.
Yeah, and if it hasn't happened to you yet, you can't understand that this energy that she's talking about. So if you haven't met your twin flame yet, you just don't get it. You know what I mean? Like how could this even be? How is this possible? But it is confusing. But really, to wrap your mind around it, it's once it hits you, you're gonna get it. All right, trust me, you're gonna get it. Again. Right, this helps a lot. Look at her sites, check out all her social medias and whatnot. But Shauna says, help me balance mine so we can connect better. That she could do, right, with your twin flame journey courses, right? So okay, we have call out again. Is it someone that comes in and out of your life when you need someone? Well, that could be a soulmate too.
That's a soulmate.
Yeah.
So a twin flame doesn't come when you needing is fear.
Yeah.
Because when you don't have fear, and that's the whole point of this journey, you realize it's self-love, meaning that you're enough. You have and are everything that you desire. You don't need anything outside of yourself. And so, and that's the whole law of correspondence, like as within, so without. And that's when everything that you realize that you're good and you're happy and you're content and blissful in here. That's when your outer world starts to shift and you start magnetizing in things that that you think are going to make you happy and blissful out there, but really it starts here first.
Right.
And the twin flame can't come in when you need them or want them like that.
Yeah, I know. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, that would be nice.
Special order, right? I'm ready. So,
soul recognition. Now, I mean, if you have yet to have soul recognition and you're not yet on the journey, then yeah, your twin flames is like a normal relationship. I mean, they can come in when you need them. That's fine.
Right. So, Jonas says, ladies, that's a really thought-provoking hour. But bed beckons and this meat suit is ready for bed. So good night, peace, love, and light to all from Team Teddy. Awesome. Fantastic. All right. So what we're going to do right now, everybody, it is time for Athena to come on, who just popped in, and she's going to do our crystal of the week, which will be Malachite. Okay, so we're going to be talking about that with Athena. So let me play her little intro video, and then when that ends, she'll be up here, and we'll be watching from the green room.
Somewhere.
Oh, we're all there.
Hello, loves. You are here.
Wait, there we go. No, wait, hold on.
Oh, thank you
There we
for
go.
that beautiful intro. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you.
Ooh,
Cut it out.
I'm
I'm
flashing.
gonna do it.
There we go.
There
Ta-da!
you go.
Okay, now we'll play.
All right.
Well, hello, loves. Hello. I am Athena Barry, Reiki master and author of award-winning book Raise Your Vibes and creator of crystalreikihealer.com. And I'm so grateful to be back here for another show on the Fox Den. So we have our Crystal of the Week segment, and for today, I chose and felt called to the energy of Malachite. I know you guys are doing a segment on twin flames, so I felt really called to the energy of this one, and we're going to dive into just why. So this beautiful stone, which cannot be mistaken for any other, with its green and like black kind of it's kind of like a swirl in there. Oh my gosh, it's so gorgeous, and it has been used actually for thousands and thousands of years for protection, as jewelry, and they even used it as makeup in ancient Egypt. So they would grind it up and apply that as makeup, which later we found out it's kind of on the toxic side, so I wouldn't recommend it for today. But they did this as well in Greece and all over the ancient worlds. So and partly because it just really does have that gorgeous, gorgeous green color, which reminds us of the earth and of healing. So I can see why they did that. This is one that you would not want to put in your crystal elixirs, although I have put them in my bath and I live to tell about it. So it depends on who you speak to in that regard. Malachite is a very, very protective stone. It absorbs negative energies and pollutants. So it guards against radiation of all kinds. It clears electromagnetic fog, pollution. So anybody that's, concerned about 5G, this is a good one. This is a very important stone for protection from negative energies as well, because it permeates our auric field with positive vibrations, and it strengthens the natural energetic shell that we have encasing our auras. So carrying the vibrations of the heart, Malachite works with our heart chakra, activating it with its beautiful swirling shades of green. And this swirling also represents the lessons that the heart must go through during this lifetime. So effectuating healing not only in this lifetime, but also in our past lives for those who believe and hold that truth. This stone also activates our solar plexus chakra. Hello. Stimulates our solar plexus chakra, which enhances our willpower. So it makes it easier for us to, refuse all kinds of temptation. And that includes everything from unhealthy eating and ice cream, if you have an affinity towards that too much, but as well as things like infidelity. So by doing so and realizing this, you're also serving your highest good. So it really gives us that strength to follow what's good for us and to set aside what's not so good for us. This stone it has really deep roots in our negative experiences and our old traumas. So it really gets into kind of the core issues that we have. So anybody who's gone through emotional trauma, physical trauma, anything that we're still carrying and they're kind of afraid to let this go, like it's become kind of part of who we are, Malachite really helps us to release this in a way that is gentle and allows us to move forward. So we're not afraid to use our own power because of past experiences or past abusive experiences, especially when it comes to toxic partners relating to this show with twin flames. Sometimes those toxic partners create patterns of behavior, and if we're going to find our twin flame or stay with our twin flame, we really need to be able to let go of those. It's an excellent choice for twin flame as well, because it helps you to really trust your own feelings, what you know to be true, but also allows you to be open to trust others. It helps you release those distractions, that minutia from our daily lives, and makes space for true love in our heart, while acting as a magnet for love. So this allows you to raise your own vibration to one of love, the highest vibration, right? And when we do this, we're sending love, but we are also open and magnetizing love towards us. So I highly recommend this one if this is one that you have been, if you've been working on any of these things, trying to draw a partner towards you, trying to heal from old wounds, Malachite is a really beautiful choice. And how we can use this stone. So it's an excellent, excellent choice to use as jewelry to align your energy and attract that loving energy to you during the day, especially because that's when you're around people the most. So necklaces, as jewelry is really wonderful. As bracelets is really wonderful. It's beautiful as earrings because Malachite anyway is just such a gorgeous stone. So why not wear it? But if you're like me, you can also place one in your bra, tuck it into your pocket. If wearing jewelry is not your thing, just keeping it close to you and close to your skin to help raise your vibration to one of love and continue attracting that love towards you. Likewise, you can also hold it during your hands when you meditate, or maybe if you're in the car, just keep one hand. And remember, it's great for protection too. So this is really good in the car as well. And of course, I love to leave you with a beautiful affirmation to help you connect to the energy of your crystal. And for Malachite, it is, I am divinely protected, healed, and loved. Thank you, ladies, so much for having me join another episode of the Fox Den. I really hope that this brought value to today's show.
As always.
You always do.
I love you. I love you. Thank you.
I love you. And, I was thinking when you said that, holding it in your hands. And what I was thinking, Elle, was, would this be a good stone for someone who is doing sessions with, you or your team there? That would be a good one for them to hold on to.
They could, but we need to be careful with twin flames. Specifically, like when you're on the twin flame journey, you don't want to like attach anything like you're holding it to like draw on your twin flame, right? Because that's you still focusing mentally on getting your twin flame. So that's going to be pushing the energy out towards your twin flame.
But maybe like for the cleansing, to get rid of all the old baggage so that you can.
Oh, that's the work you have to do. No shortcuts there.
No shortcuts there. Yes, you have to do the healing work. And when we're holding on to this trauma, we're holding on to toxic behaviors. So it's a little bit harder to align with the person we're meant to be with. So yes, but holding in the hand is great for the car, regardless, keeping you safe. And the whole point of just keeping it close to you, whether it's in your hands, you're not thinking while you're doing it, like, by doing this, I'm attracting my twin flame. What you're doing is you're raising your vibration to love, and you're allowing yourself to release negativity.
Yeah, you're just preparing yourself more for this.
You're setting the stage. Yes, you're setting the stage. So that's always good to do. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, ladies, thank you so much for having me. I do have to run and take my son to soccer, but it is wonderful to be here. Elle, I hope that brought some value to your show. And Mama D and Gina B, mwah, I love you
very much.
You're gorgeous.
And I don't know if I think you're going away next week, right?
Yes, I am. So this,
you're gonna have to pre-record. I can't do for a week without you. Okay, so pre-record.
I think it's like 2 weeks actually. Yeah, I'm leaving next week Wednesday, and I won't be back until the week, like the last week of April. So
you have a ball and
good
luck.
Have a good time.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, it's going to be so much fun. I'll tell you all about it when we get back.
Oh yeah.
All right. Bye, loves.
Bye.
Okay, now we're gonna get back to our proper places over here. There we go. Okay. There we go. All right. So now in the meantime, we got a whole bunch of stuff going on in the chat room.
Yeah.
And we are talking with Elle about twin flame journey. And now we have Tammy who says, my twin flame comes to me in my dreams, and we have full conversations with each other like he is there in person, especially when I'm hurting. I just know stuff about him that happened in his life, such as when he got married. And then she wrote down here, okay, for a long time when we broke up, I felt the void for many years. So what do you think about this, like this coming into the dreams and having conversations? Is that more mental?
Yes. That's the fear-based energy. It tries to get you to feed. The fear-based energy's job is to, as well, all energy is to feed and grow bigger, right? So the fear-based energy doesn't want you to balance it out. And remember, it controls your mind. So it's very tricky. It's smart. It's intelligent. It's manipulative, and it's sneaky. And so where you're, I don't say job, but it is like what you're doing. The whole point of this journey is to stop feeding that fear-based energy. The fear-based energy itself wants to feed. And so it tries to get you to do that in any way, shape, form. And it feeds by connecting things to the twin flame. So like, that's what I was talking about, the crystal. Like, I mean, it'll choose anything. It'll find anything in the world that it can try to connect. So that has nothing to do with this journey or with your twin flame. And somehow your fear-based energy will try to make a connection because that feeds it more. And so when it comes in dreams, that's it trying to get you to feed it when you're sleeping. And then, of course, you wake up and you still think about it, and you're thinking about your twin flame in the dream, and all this other stuff.
Okay.
So we just suggest to our students, just when you wake up, just if you had the dream, just be like, okay, that's my fear-based energy. I get it, and just put it out. Try to put it out of your mind. Don't try to like feel fuzzies or anything like that. Yeah.
It's crazy energy.
Yeah, it's really challenging. It's like nothing you've ever done. It's just
yeah. Okay. And again, we have Corey. How long were you in the intense balancing for? Like even after years of being on the physical relating experience, were you still balancing? And then he says that the journey is hardcore.
Me personally, is he asking about me personally?
I think so.
Okay. So, well, I mean, the hardcore balance, I was in it so the first 6 months, I didn't even know what I was doing. I was a complete wreck, couldn't function, wanted to die. Then I found my teacher, she appeared. And then within 3 months of working with her, 2 weeks, I felt I could function again. And then within 3 months, I magnetized my twin flame back in. But then remember, it's a process, and your soul doesn't magnetize them back in just so you can like run off and like, hook up and like have, live happily ever after. That's not the point of this journey, Yes. Right. So they magnetize back in so you can see more of your fear-based energy. The more of this part of yourself you're meant to see that your twin flame shows you. And then he came in, I did that. And, that went on for a good, he keeps cycling in, and I would keep bouncing more. And I would say it was a good what year was that? So it was about 4 years, 3.5 years, 4 years that, until, I was pretty much balanced regarding my twin flame and my twin flame journey. And then, we didn't, it doesn't really come up anymore for me to balance regarding. I'm not saying it never can. I'm not that, never say never. Because, as long as until I reach ascension, I still have fear-based energy with everything and everyone else. Right. Mm-hmm. So, I like to say we're not 100%, I say, it's like your fear-based energy is like in a coma in the corner. Like it's not really there, but who knows? It can awaken anytime. I'm not naive enough to think that there's not going to be a time when, he'll show me it again, maybe some little last deep vestige of it. Who knows? Right.
Right.
So it's a never ending journey. You're in it for the rest of your life, for this lifetime and the next one, until you reach ascension.
Right. And that's the ultimate goal right there,
Mm-hmm.
But seriously, the only people on this planet are people like Gandhi, that are even relatively on that path, close to that. But this is the second part of what Corey was saying, though, is and once the energies are balanced, can you ever share with that twin flame that you are the same soul, or do you carry that magical awareness yourself alone for the rest of your lifetime?
Yeah, that's a really good
smiley face.
So my teacher told me, and no, you don't you don't try to share it, because if you think about it, why would you want to share it? You're trying to get some kind of reaction out of them. Mm-hmm. Getting something from them is fear-based energy. So, like you see these twin flames who are like together, and they like go out and like in public and like say that they're twin flames together. I don't know. My teacher said they're not twin flames. Twin flames wouldn't be able to do that and maintain the balance that is necessary to, you know, like going around and saying, "Oh, we're twin flames." Like, no, that's just labeling it, and that just brings the fear-based energy right back to it. Like, I don't have my twin flame ever in my stuff with me. My twin flame, I didn't tell him. He never knew, and he sort of knows a little. I mean, he doesn't. We don't even get deep about it, but because of now I do this, and this became like a business. I mean, I only meant to write a book, but this became like a business. So like, you know, he knows I do this, and you know, he sees me. Yeah. He's like, oh, you know, he kind of like, okay, you know, that's cool. But you know, it's, you know, he's not a spiritual person per se, you know, and he does his thing. He has his own career and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So, but I didn't go like, hey, guess what? You know, we're going to play. Yeah, so when he asked, you know, I'm gonna be truthful, but you know, it wasn't like to get anything out of him. It's because he wanted to, you know, he was curious.
Because they came to you and asked the questions.
Right. Yeah.
Very interesting. This is very interesting. I mean, it's like you almost think that you get it, and then something makes it throws a little curveball, and it's like, huh, well, wait a minute. You know?
Yeah. When those curveballs come when you're in the middle of the process, it gets, you know, you really see it because there's your twin flame gone again, or you know, your core wound pains again, or you're obsessing again. It's just
right.
Yeah.
So Corey also puts in there and says, that's very reassuring to know. Thank you for sharing that, Elle. I'm 9 months in, so knowing it can be is helpful. That's awesome. That is awesome.
So if you for those of us who no longer have our twin flames in our lives, do you get to a point, like I know where I am, okay, but do you get to a point where you can think of that person and it not hurt?
Oh, yeah, like I mean, yeah, okay, so yes, you can, yes. Okay. You know, I think about my twin flame like it'd be like, you know, oh, let me call him and see if he can stop by the store on the way home. You know, like it's just you're gonna, especially if you have any kind of relating experience with your twin flame, eventually you're going to be thinking about them, you know, and just So it's not really the thoughts, though. I really want to clarify this. Yes, when you're in the throes of the fear-based energy, all of your thoughts about the twin flame are pushing that fear-based, or you know, the fear-based energy. But as you balance it more and more, and you start relating with your twin flame again, and or even if you don't really, but you balance and you feel good and stuff. Yes, it's not the thoughts. So your fear-based energy has balanced, and it used to be like the thoughts were like encapsulated within the fear-based energy. But as you balance fear-based energy, your fear-based energy kind of moves away and dissipates and shrinks and shrinks and shrinks, and it gets away from the thoughts. So then the thoughts no longer have the fear-based energy attached to them.
Okay.
It's a different energy with your thoughts, right? So it's not the thought that matters. It's not words. It's not actions. It's all just the fear-based energy. And so once you balance that enough, then you're able to, you know, do things with your twin flame and look at your twin flame and talk to your twin flame, talk about your twin flame, you know, as long as the fear-based energy isn't there in those things.
Okay. Like for me, I can think of this person, and in the beginning it was a kick in the chest feeling. And now I can think about the person and go, I hope that they're doing good. I hope that they're no longer in my life. They're on the other side of the world. And I hope that everything is going well for them. Back in the day, I'd be like, oh, I want to go see what they're doing. You know, it's like now it's like, yeah, okay, cool. You know, I learned something from that. There was an intense connection, and I never thought I'd ever have that with somebody. And I was like, okay, I'm good now. Mm-hmm. So for me,
back in, and then you're like, oh, then you have to balance.
Yeah, no, they did sort of pop back in at one point, and I was like, cool. I hope you're happy.
Okay, well, good.
You know, it just I don't need to go back to what that was, because because it hurt so much in the first place that it didn't need to continuation at. But like right now, it's like, yeah, we're good. You know, we can still be friends. I'm cool with being friends, but other than that,
that's perfect.
And I didn't swear.
Oh,
I'm gonna talk French.
So Elle, so like that kind of conversation right there, would that kind of coincide with like the stages of the journey? Like how would you explain stages that you go through?
That's a myth. There aren't stages or phases. It's not like a step thing. I mean, anyone can. It's just balancing your energy. That's all it is. So, and I mean, I've had students who, the first time they balance, their twin flames magnetized in, and they're balanced, almost like what you're describing. Just they're there and it's fine, and they're good. Me, it took me like 4 years to get there, right? And other people it takes longer. Other people it takes a year. Some people it takes 6 months. It's like, everyone's, the way their journey plays out physically is, unique and individual to everyone. So, but there's no stages and phases. It's just everything cycles around. It's a cycle. It's a process. It's the law of rhythm, energy cycles. So, you just have to keep doing it and doing it until eventually there's, no more fear there.
And it's different for everybody. So some it can take a little time and some can take a long time,
Right, exactly. Yeah. And I took a long time because I had to go through everything about it. And, sometimes if you, your fear-based energy, they come back in and you could just surge up, and your fear-based energy, you could just forget all about it. And it'll just carry you away with it again. And then you're in the fear-based energy again, like you were right when they first left you. And it's just go through that all again. And I had learned that the hard way. And it can happen in an instant, but you come out of that, it's like it can float like a feather, right? It's a long time.
Okay. Right. This is also interesting. I don't know if that's a
L-T-O-P-O McFly.
McFly.
It was Marty, but it's a McFly.
Yeah.
If you fall out of love and lose interest in your twin flame, is there more fear to balance when you heal your core wound? It feels harder and less noticeable.
What was the first part of that? If you fall
out of love and lose interest with your twin flame, is there more fear to balance when you heal your core
wound?
Your wound, your core wound.
Well, there's more fear to just when you deactivate your core wounds, that means you don't feel it that strongly anymore. Yes, there's still fear to balance. Yes. You're gonna be balancing, for a while, for the rest of your lifetime, not necessarily regarding your twin flame and for the rest of your lifetime, but regarding everything and everyone else. But yeah, the core wound, just because the core wound pain is gone doesn't mean that that's kind of like it's kind of like one of the first things like we teach people to do is stop the pain, because once it's only if you have the core wound pain there, you can't really tap into and harness your soul energy that you need to work with, because the pain is so strong, and it overshadows. You can't get to your soul energy. So that's one of the first things we do is have them deactivate their core wound pain and stop the core wound pain in order for them to then be able to do the work to balance more.
That makes sense. I mean, you need a clean slate, basically.
Yeah.
So Natasha says, besides fear, is there anything else to balance?
No, it's just fear-based energy. But I want to fear-based energy is not just like you're afraid or scared. Okay, yes, that's part of it. But fear-based energy is just any kind of physical emotion and thought. I mean, well, it's tied to that, right? So by fear, I don't just mean being scared and afraid. I mean any kind of physicality is fear, really. If that kind of makes sense. And so in terms of feelings, not just scared and afraid, but also, regarding your twin flame, anger, longing, needing, wanting, even those like that surge of, passion and butterflies and all of that. That's all fear-based energy. Even the good feeling stuff, unfortunately. I know.
That's sad. All right, now let's take
hi.
Yeah, let's take a quick minute I want you to go over not that. Wrong one. These. All right, your books. All right. So now we've been talking about twin flames exposed. Now, what is love exposed, and what are you talking about in that one?
Yeah, thanks. So love exposed is for people, it's for everyone, not just people experiencing a twin flame journey. It applies to everyone. And it really, it kind of also dispels kind of like myths about what love is. because love is not a physical world thing. And although, of course, we're all taught to have definitions of love and stuff, they're all physical definitions of it, which is fear-based. And by definition, love and fear can't coexist. So you can't get to love from anything in the physical world. You have to, love is our soul. It's who we are. Our soul is energy, and it's the strongest energy, and it's love energy. So the book teaches you how to energetically shift closer into alignment with your soul. It actually has action steps in there, how to do it. And it teaches you breaking down the different barriers to love that we've learned about what love is, when it's really, that's not what love is, if that makes sense.
Okay,
Yeah.
very
It's
interesting.
a shorter book than Twin Flames Exposed. So
Another book we need.
that one faster. It's even shorter than Twin Flames Exposed.
Oh, wow. Wow. Well, you put a lot in a little space. And now the Yes, I Can, that one you wrote with others, right?
Yeah, I was asked to collaborate on a book. It was basically a book for entrepreneurs, but it was, they asked what, if there's one thing you could tell people for success in their lives, like what would yours be? And, my chapter is about being true to yourself, which is actually what, believing yourself, trusting and believing yourself. I'm sorry. What am I saying? Trusting and believing in yourself, which is actually what the twin flame journey, it's all about loving yourself. And of course, if you love to love yourself, you have to trust and believe in yourself as a soul, meaning that your soul is orchestrating everything. And our minds don't like that. Our fear-based energy doesn't like that, because it wants to believe we have free will and that, we have all this other stuff and that we're somehow in control of stuff. But we're not. Not physically.
We're not better than that, right?
Yeah, nobody likes to hear that, but I mean, our souls are orchestrating everything.
Okay, and then Savvy Spirituality.
Yeah, that's my newest one. That's a little bit longer than them all. That's the one I wrote for just anyone just trying to trying to introduce them to spirituality, trying to take it out of the realm of it just being like woo woo and all of that, and like really explaining how I go through like the universal laws. I go through how all different aspects of life, like how you can get everything you desire in different aspects of life, and really how you deserve to, people think spirituality, you have to give up like, partying or expensive things or living like luxuriously or, having fun or any of that kind of stuff. And that's not the case at all. In fact, the more spiritual you are, the more that stuff comes to you, because your soul is that. Your soul is light and fun. Your soul is abundant and prosperous. And, so that's just what that book's about.
That's really cool. Okay, now we got a whole bunch of.
Hold on, we got a little quick one here, I think. Does numerology apply to twin flame compatibility?
No, it doesn't. And that's it could. Okay, so like, yeah, you and your twin flame could numerologically be compatible, but you could also not be. It's not indicative of twin flame.
Yeah. You need a breakdown. Oh, we're going to see Josh Gates. So she says, I need a breakdown on this trip. I'll bring the book. Right? You can borrow my book. And but I want it back. Right? My book.
I can send you another one.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Before April 22nd? That's what I'm
Amazon.
Yeah, all those books that are available on Amazon. And also, let me get your sites back up here again too. So this is her main site, right? BeWithYourTwinFlame.com. Again, this is where you can see her podcast weekly. Okay, Be With Your Twin Flame Truth.podbean.com. So go there. She's got a YouTube channel. She's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. She's IBD. I never know the right order of those, but the IBDM page, whatever it is, right? The professional page. She's got one of those.
Every link that she has is there. If people don't have Linktree, y'all gotta get one, because that's what Gina.
I know. I need one. Yeah, I need to get one of those. I don't think
that's the best thing we've ever done.
Yeah. So that right there, you can find all
for Instagram,
stuff.
right? Because you put everything you put for Instagram, you have to put like click link in the bio. So if you have that's the link, everything's in the link in the bio.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's perfect. That's
We'll
put that in our chats. We'll actually put it. I'll edit top of this video too, to incorporate
Put it
that
up
one.
there. Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah. So that's definitely the way to go. And we have a
Thank you.
newcomer, Jason, saying good evening. Good evening.
Somebody's late to the game.
Do a screenshot so you can remember. Oh yeah. Oh, that's nice too. That's a good idea. But we will put the links in there. So yeah.
Here's
Let's see. We got
Corey again. When
Okay.
people have soulmate relationships come in, does this mean they are totally balanced? In their twin flame journey, and the soul is choosing not to have a physical relating in the life, or will it come back again?
when people have
No, it does not mean. Wait. So the first part, if you.
So the first part is when
Yes.
soulmate after the twin flame, so long farewell, salut la visite, you have a soulmate come into your life. Does that mean that you're balanced enough that when the twin flame can come back in and it doesn't affect you? I'm going to guess that that's where that question goes.
No, it doesn't really have anything to do with how you're balanced regarding your twin flame. Whenever you have a soulmate come in, it's a completely different thing. However, it is very common for people to magnetize in a close resonance soulmate as they are feeling balanced, like, right after they magnetize it back their twin flame in, and they're more balanced enough to do that. It is very common sometime in the process to magnetize in a close resonance soulmate.
Okay, that's part two.
It has something to do with how balanced you are regarding your twin flame.
Okay.
Yeah, this is part two. And can the soul choose for the pull twin flame to be with soulmate, even if it is the push twin flame doing the work of the journey? So that was like the part two, because he said there's a text limit on the question. Sorry about that. I wish there wasn't.
Yeah, that's
So the soul will magnetize in soulmates for the pull twin flame too. Yeah, yes, they can do that. When you're totally balanced, though, that's not unless you. Okay, it's really you're in charge because you're the push twin flame and you're doing the work, right? So when you're balanced enough that your twin flame's there and you've done the process enough, or you're just balanced enough where they're there, right? You may not, you may choose to be with someone else, right? In that instance, your twin flame, there's no strife, there's no like argument, there's no conflict because there's no fear-based energy there. So, they'll just, it's like your soul just kind of quiet, like keeps them doing their thing. And they can magnetize in soulmates, and, they'll be living their experience of your soul, and your soul's having two experiences at the same time, right?
Okay.
So there's two different bodies. But, obviously one of their soulmate is your soulmate too, even if you've never met physically, because it's the mate of your same soul. Right?
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so yes, they can magnetize in a soulmate as well. But if you're balanced enough where, and you don't want to be with anyone else, you want to be their twin flame, then your twin flame's not going to go be with a soulmate in a romantic sense or anything like that. Okay. No, they can't do that.
Very, very, very interesting. So what are the benefits that come from going on a twin flame journey?
There's I know it sounds like horrible, and then I'm like, but it's the most best thing ever. It's the biggest blessing, and it really is. So the benefits are like physical world benefits are, you love yourself, so you don't get lonely. In fact, you desire your solitude. All throughout the pandemic, people were not doing well, like, being locked down or whatever. My students and I, we were loving it. It was just like the best thing. My students who even like lived alone and stuff, it was just, relish that kind of stuff. That's what you do because you are your best company. So you love yourself that much. You're also shifting closer into alignment with your soul, which is your truth, and your soul's everything you desire. So as you shift even closer into incrementally closer into alignment with that, your whole outer world changes by your soul magnetizes in people, situations, things that more closely resonate with your true desires. So that means, better better relationships with others. In fact, all toxic relationships and people just fall out of your life without any drama.
Yeah.
It's just like, purpose finds you, your clairsenses open up, which a lot of times, have to do with your purpose. Your finances, your financial situation gets better, just more opportunities come in, your health gets better. We've had people quit, be able to go off so many kinds of meds, from blood pressure medications, antidepressants, anti-anxieties. Your stress levels, there's like no stress. It's just, it's just amazing. And then of course there's, that's really for your own personal benefit. And then the benefit, of course, if you want to relate with your twin flame, to have this, this relating experience that is like none other. Like I can't even I try to describe it, but there's just no words, because there's no other relating experience we can get to with anyone or anything else yet, where the level of human consciousness is. Like I said, it's a complete, unconditional, fearless relating experience. And people say they have unconditional love for their kids and stuff. And, believe me, I wish I did, but we don't. There's always fear-based energy there until, more and more people are going to be reaching ascension. And then there won't, we will be able to do that. But we're not there yet. But with the twin flame, it has to be that way. So having that kind of a relating experience it's just, I don't know. It's beautiful. It's just, it just is. It's just tender, and words can't describe it, but it's like, it's innocent, it's tender, it's just comfortable, peaceful. I don't know. It sounds boring, but it's not. It's just like meld together almost. It's just, I don't know. I can't really explain it, but like,
you even feel like you just it's like your best old shoes. It's just comfortable, right? You can try the shiny new things, but they're comfortable, and that's what you want. You want your sweatpants.
Yeah, for sure.
So, that's
it's like a cozy little cardigan or something.
Right. All the good stuff came in for me after my dark night of the soul. What does that mean? Your dark night of the soul. What happened to you? Oh, Sharon said yes, she married. Yep, I married my twin flame and soulmate. Well, can they be both? Twin flame and a soulmate?
No.
Yeah. She says, yeah, it's almost boring. But you guys they get along great. Those two. They're just, not like some of us all the time.
It's boring to the outside world, like to describe it, but it's not. It just feels perfect, right? I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So out of 100 people, how many people do you think have found their twin flame and are actually with their twin flame and happy?
That's
1,000.
That are on the twin flame journey and with their twin flame and happy. Not many.
Not many. Yeah.
Not many, but our students are happy. I don't know. Like I said, like half of them chose not even to be with their twin flames after they completed. But half are unhappy, I guess. So 50 there if they're already on the journey. Now, if they're not on the journey yet, how many people have found their twin flames? Everyone's crossed paths with their twin flames. How many people are with them and happy? There's a lot. I'm convinced billions of people out there are probably married to their twin flames. They don't know their twin flames because they haven't been on the journey yet, so they're fine. They're just as happy as any other marriage, I guess.
Yeah. So they have no clue. Yeah, I know. Right? Why do I feel like this? Why is this happening?
I guess half of marriages end in divorce. So I don't know. I guess half.
Yeah, because you got that push-pull thing going on.
Well, it depends on how you spell divorce, though. I spell it M-U-R-D-E-R. Wait a minute, Jason's not here anymore. Harder.
Can you spell it again?
Sorry?
Can you spell it again? I didn't catch it.
M-U-R-D-E-R.
Oh, yeah.
That's her.
I just wanted to make sure the police officer was no longer in the room when I said things like that.
Yeah, no, she is only kidding. All right, just
I'm only kidding.
Facebook don't ban us. All right, she is only kidding. She does not mean that.
But married long enough that there are times that I'm sure he wants to put his hands around my throat and choke shit on me, because I can be sweet but irritating. So
well, this is kind of a cool point here, right? She says together they're perfect together, but apart they don't fit. Is that kind of like a
I don't know. I've never heard that before. That's interesting. I don't know. I mean,
She says we're total opposite. So we're total opposite, but perfect together. And apart, we don't fit.
huh.
That's kind of a neat concept.
Interesting way of explaining
That
something.
is an interesting way. I'm trying, yeah, it's like I'm trying to wrap my mind around that one. So
my take on that would be like perfect together as a couple and working together. But if they just work together and weren't as a couple, then it wouldn't work.
oh, okay.
That is fair. My take.
Huh.
Apart, they don't fit. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I think like more the way I take it is like it's if they're apart, then something
He's
is
my piece.
right.
He is the piece that my soul is missing.
Yeah, that. Yeah. So it's like you just can't function without the other. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, before you're balanced, yes. If you're on the journey, yeah. But once you're balanced, no. I mean, it's like
Just
you're balanced.
is.
So
Yeah.
I call it the state of meh. I call it meh, which is like, whether your twin flame's there or not next to you, it doesn't affect you. You're not feeling
okay. Yeah.
because you and there's no like rules. There's no like, you can't go there. You have to stay with me here. You can't. No, that's all conditions. So that would be fear. You can't have that when you're with your twin flame after you're on this journey. If you want to, maintain any kind of physical relating experience. So it's like freedom. Love is freedom. So there, it's just like they're free to go. You're free to go. You come and go, but you don't want to.
This question here: how is twin flame interaction different than other soulmate relationship? This is basically what we've been kind of talking about all night long: is the difference between twin flame and soulmates. And there's a huge difference because twin flames is really an energy and sharing energy almost. You know what I mean? It's
the sharing energy.
It's you're the same soul,
drinking from the same straw.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And in a soulmate can be anybody.
Yeah, a soulmate's a physical relationship, right?
Yeah.
That's what it is. A twin flame is not about a physical relationship. It's about your soul.
It's a spiritual. It's a soul relationship. It's something that the soul is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a spiritual journey. That's what it is. It's not about
it. It's more energy based than anything that's on our realm and the physical, which is soulmate would be physical. It's like sex is great. This is great. That's great. But we argue like this. It's great. Because then we but the soul connection is something completely different.
Yeah, and no arguing once you're balanced. No arguing.
Oh, yeah, that's all energy.
Sharon says, I ghost hunt and he doesn't like it. And he collects comic books and I can't stand it. But yet they fit perfectly together.
Does he collect the Walking Dead comic books? I've always wanted to see those. I watched that show. I always wanted to see the Walking Dead comic books. But, well, I mean, everybody has their different,
Yeah, this has nothing to do with personality. So twin flames can have completely different personalities and likes and dislikes. It's not that's remember that's physical world stuff, and that's not what they share. They don't share physical world stuff together. What connects them is the soul.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Yeah. Now, all right. How do you guide people on this, and like what? Explain the different programs that you have, and kind of what happens during these.
Well, okay, so our signature program, which is the one that hopefully if anyone's on a journey, they can do that one. It's the Magnetize Your Twin Flame coaching program. And so what that does, we get people in who are right in, the throes, beginning of this whole process.
Mm-hmm.
And we get them to first, because remember, it's all about, so it's really important that we, they stop, if they have to, get off their twin flame social media, like stop following them, so stop stalking, stop being psycho crazy.
No more stalkers, no more trolling.
Stop, talking to their friends, even people like if they associate with their twin flame, their twin flames sibling and, they met them through their twin flame, but they're still friends.
Mhm.
Kind of like, take a breather from them too, not forever, but if you stop, we try to cut them off from their twin flame at first, and nobody likes to do that. But the fear-based energy doesn't like that because it's not getting its fix from its,
Right.
addictive.
Yeah.
That's its like drug of choice, right? So, but it's imperative that happens, and it's just very quick. It's just a very short time frame. That's like at first, and then from there they're able to then focus on themselves. And we get them to make sure they're doing this to feel better with not trying to get their twin flame. Because remember, if you're doing any of this, trying to get your twin flame with a focus on getting your twin flame back, guess what? It's not going to happen because you're focusing on getting your twin flame back, right? It's a paradox. So as soon as you're no longer focusing on getting your twin flame back, guess who comes in? Your twin flame, right? It's the twin flame paradox. But so that's what we do. We have them set their intention as something else entirely, not, you're doing this to feel good, you're doing this for yourself, whatever. But, to, improve other areas of your life, but nothing having to do with your twin flame. And then we get them, into where they deactivate their core wound and they stop their obsessive thoughts. And so that's probably one of my favorite modules of it because
I think everybody should do that, even if you're not on a twin flame.
I know, exactly. Like I've had a lot of people who are not on the twin flame journey, friends and stuff, who, they just see, they're just like, oh my gosh, they're like, can we try your program? And so they've tried certain parts of it, and then I've added stuff and tweaked it and taken out stuff because it doesn't apply. But so I do have a program. That's the Mastery of Ascension Alchemy program, which is about to be an online course actually called Happily Ever After. And it helps. It's for anyone, like not even people on twin flame journey, because this stuff, it helps everyone can benefit from it.
100%.
Okay. That was to, gets on their panic, their anxiety, deactivates their core wound, and enables them to then be calm enough to be able to, the thing we do is we teach them how to access their soul energy, and then how to center it and balance it and use it to shift closer into alignment with their soul. And so they start aligning with their soul. Mm-hmm. And there we teach them about how to balance out and find their fear-based energy and everything. And it's hiding all over the place. And this is where their coaches come in, because it's hard to spot it when you're in it. You know what I mean? So,
there could be so much on one person and very little on another. So.
Yeah. And then, so, that's what we teach them to do. Then we teach them how to, things about boundaries and triggers and all sorts of things like that, or in the next, when things like that come up and what to do, stuff like that. And then how to access your soul feelings. And that's my other favorite part, where when you access your soul feelings, you can just drop into them. And then you're in that space where people try to meditate to get to, right? And you can just do it on command once you do this process and you get through it. So it's really cool, because I just drop in my soul feelings anytime I think about it all throughout the day. And first of all, it's like, it makes, it's like, it feels amazing, because it's like your soul feelings, which is like love and peace and contentment and bliss and everything that you desire. And then, that's how you can really start manifesting and attracting more of the stuff that you desire into your physical world as well. So that's really the fun part.
All that you just said right there, just totally just made everything that you've said tonight fall right into place and make more sense. I hope everyone understood that, been listening, right? Because it's been, people seem to be confused a little bit here and there, maybe a little bit all over the place. But did that not just put it all in perspective and just make it sound? Yeah, see, perfect. Sound, if this is a doable process, okay? Yeah. It's not as daunting. It's not as scary as it, seems to be like before we were a little confused, right? So now you've got this process that can put everything in its perfect place. You can be taught how to deal with all these different things. I think that's totally reassuring.
Yeah. So, we're not done yet, though. So then they magnetize anytime from like the third week of the program till like, they don't, whenever their twin flame will be magnetized in. And, the program, everyone who finishes the program magnetizes in their twin flame. So it's like 100% success rate. So it's a very good program. It's, but it's truth. It's like, it's just what it is. So that's that program. And then, we also have downloads. I have my download do it yourself system, which is for people who can't do the program, and that has a Facebook group with it. And so that's cool. Those are my teachings. And we've had people, get, into maintain physical relating experiences with their twin flames just by doing those as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
Awesome.
yeah, we had that. And then what else I have? My Balance and Beyond program, but that's like after people graduate the Magnetize Your Twin Flame program and they're really balanced. That's when we work on not really so much about the twin flame, but like learning how to balance our fear-based energy and aligning and alchemizing and in other areas of our lives with other people, situations, and things as well. So taking it like the next step along the ascension process.
Wow. That's fabulous. So where are you in your process?
That's where I am. I'm there.
Are you, I mean, you're like, you're ascending, you're just,
well,
how does your soul ascend? I mean, what does that feel like? What is that, for your day-to-day basis? How does that feel?
I know you're saying, well, for me personally, I mean, there are such things as ascension symptoms. And, you can actually like Google it and find ascension that are physical symptoms of ascension. And actually, I started a supplement company to help address some of those physical symptoms of ascension and the twin flame journey, because they are so prevalent and I've been experiencing them. And I'm like, something has to give here. But so like for me personally, and there's varied ones. For me, it's like the biggest one is probably becoming less emotional, less, less giving a shit about things, like in the physical.
Right.
It's like things I normally would get, annoyed with, pissed off with, whatever, really like caring about drama, like my friends and all their drama. Like I just can't even go there anymore. It's
I hate it. I can't feel it. I can't.
And because that's fear-based energy, loves drama, right? And I just noticed I just don't have that in me anymore, and I used to thrive on drama. I used to love it, but I
never really liked drama. Drama always seemed to like wrap itself around me, and now I'm just like, I really don't care. I mean, because in the field I'm in, the paranormal field, holy crap, it's drama every day. I'll be like, oh, did you hear this one? And it's like, no, and I don't care.
It's high school.
I don't care. Don't tell me about it. I don't want to know. I don't, Is it affecting me? Is it going to affect my well-being, my lifestyle, my finances, my love life, anything like that? No? All right, then I don't care.
Yeah. Does this journey also trigger anxiety?
Oh, yes. Like fear is anxiety, right?
Yeah.
Total panic.
So if I have somebody in my life who has like major high anxiety because of stuff that they went through in the past with guys, is this possibly, because I don't know if they've met their twin flame, don't think so, but hey, what do I know, right? Would this be something that I can say, go over here if it interests you, I'll just see what I can do.
So I put this one up earlier too.
Yeah. Are you asking if they can just...
If taking this course, your course would help them with, like amongst other things, help the anxiety level, because some people, the anxiety is like debilitating.
Oh, yeah.
It's like,
or fear.
Yes.
That's the first part.
Magnetize Your Twin Flame program does help with that. But also my Happily Ever After, a Master of Ascension Alchemy programs help with anxiety as well, for not related to the twin flame journey.
Yeah. Corey says, I find myself getting so triggered by the personality of my twin flame every time they come in. How do I stop judging them? Is that my own denied shadow aspect of myself if I need to unconditionally accept and love?
No, the judgment is your denied shadow part of yourself that you need to, accept and love. And remember, what love is it is acceptance without judgment.
Mm-hmm.
So you see that part of yourself. Oh, I'm judging this. Okay, nothing's good or bad. So you talk to your fear-based energy and are like, well, no, that's you. And it's you balance your fear-based energy. You stop feeding it the second you call it out and you observe it. It stops. So all you got to do is see it. Like, oh, that's you, fear-based energy. I'm gonna, I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna judge that. That's not real. Because nothing is good or bad. Nothing is good or bad. Everything is neutral. Everything. All energy is neutral. It's
Yeah.
just our judgment of it that makes it good or bad. And then if we judge something as bad, we feel bad and crappy. If we judge something as good, we feel great and high. But it's not everything's neutral. And that's what balance is. It's neutral. So for example, I'll give an example I like to use. So, it's pouring down torrential rain. So like the bride on her outdoor wedding is probably like not liking that, right? But the farmer down the street whose crops have been in drought for like a month is like loving it. So it's not the rain that's bad or good, right? Because
It's your reaction to it.
who's
Okay.
the reaction to it. So it's that reaction, and that's the fear is reaction. Reactive. What am I?
Reactivating?
Reactive energy, I guess. Reactive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because it's like a trigger,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
So.
And so all you need to do is just see it and be like, oh, that's you, fear. Like nothing's bad. This is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Natasha says, in my mind, I always think about when he is going to come back and what and how and why do I fear that?
Oh, that's a good. Yeah, that's a good. I know I got you. That's a good question. I totally remember fearing that. It's weird because, you want them to come back, but then you're so scared that they're going to.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all just the fear. Again, the fear is duality. Remember, it's good or bad. It's both fear, whether we're judging something as good or bad. So if we're fearing, we don't want them to come back. We're judging that as a bad thing could happen, right? But we do want them to come back, and we're judging that as a good thing. But really, it's in the middle. It's in the middle. It's not good or bad. It just is.
So it's an emotion. Whether it's good or bad, whether you're happy, you're afraid, or whatever, it's an emotion. Once you can kind of sort of relax your emotions to the point where it doesn't affect you, then you're more balanced.
Well, yeah, but the emotions are caused by believing that something is good or bad, right?
Okay.
If you believe that something's bad, that's why then you'll have a negative emotion, so to speak, right? And if you believe something's good, you'll have more of a positive reaction and emotion, right?
Right.
So getting to the fear-based energy, just seeing that it's your fear-based energy that's judging everything as good or bad.
Sharon says, can pain trigger the feelings? Physical pain or emotional pain? I don't know which one you're
Yeah, well, the emotional pain is feeling, so it's caused by the belief in the thoughts. But yes, physical pain does. Yes, it can have the fear-based energy feed more because when you're feeling physically bad and crappy, this is another reason why I started my supplement company, because you can't do this journey when you're really feeling physically bad. And that includes anything, like if you're sick, if you're injured, if you're hungover, whatever, if you're not you just can't do it because the whole point is to be present. In order to see your fear-based energy, you have to be present. And when your physical pain in the present moment, you don't want to be present because in presence, it hurts, right? It's painful. Physically. So it's very important to try to not be in physical pain when you're doing this. And yes, it can make it more difficult because then you can't be present. You don't want to be present as much. And then that means you're in your fear-based energy, because fear-based energy fear doesn't reside in the present. Nothing in the physical world is present.
Is your in this link tree here, is the supplement in there as well?
Oh, no, it's not. It's a completely different company, but it's called Alaya Life. Okay. Well, do you want the website? Well,
yeah.
Okay. Well, the website is THE Alaya, ALAYA, and then life, LIFE.com. Thank you.
The Alaya Life, ALAYA.
That's right.
Life.com. Okay. So for supplements, I'm a big advocate for that,
Yeah.
As I do, anytime you get on these journeys or any kind of meditations and you're not used to them, your body goes through trauma, so this would be something then that would help you, right? Just to.
Yeah, and we have them like distinguished, like we have like in bundles, and if you don't want to buy a bundle, you can even just go see the products in there. There'd be like the Twin Flame Survival Bundle, then there's like the Ascension Angel Bundle, which is like for Ascension product, just for the various ones that help the various symptoms, because there's different symptoms for Ascension symptoms compared to Twin Flame Journey symptoms, physical symptoms.
Right. Yeah. Because the twin flame, you're like this. The ascension, you're just trying to.
Yeah, you're
Now, now your soul wants to go way up
like,
here, and you got to be like, well,
two
we
different
gotta,
like energetic dimensions, and it's like, yeah, it's
yeah,
painful. Like
that
your
sounds
physical
like
body has to stay
close.
here, but your energetic body, yeah. Yeah, and you know what, with the twin flame journey too, like what happened with me was, and remember, it's all about self-love, and self-care is a part of self-love. Some people think self-caring for themselves physically is self-love, and that's not what it is, but it is a part of it, because our soul chose this body for us for this lifetime, and you know, it's important to be a good steward of what's given to us. I mean, because our soul's giving all of it to us, and we love ourselves as souls, and our soul is perfect, doesn't fuck up, so you know, it's perfect. So we want to be good stewards of everything. And also, so you know, we don't want to feel you know, you don't want to feel like crap, and the whole point is to feel good, you know, of this journey. Actually, it is to eventually feel good and to be healthy. And when I was in the throes of the journey, I remember I lost so much weight because I couldn't eat, I couldn't function. I had a constant well, hole in my felt like in my sacral chakra from my core wound pain. I was in complete panic. I paced, I cried, I couldn't do anything. And I couldn't eat. And I remember I had my sons were, they were both like young little preschoolers at the time, and I could barely function and get them to preschool and back. That's all I did. And then I'd come home and cry all day on the floor. It's time to go pick them up. And then I would feed them dinner. My one son, he like loves like that Uncle Ben's, like, or now it's called something else, like something fried, like just white jasmine rice in the microwave, right? The 90-second one. So I would give it to him. And I remember I was like, thinking, I have to eat something. I had these. So I'd eat like a spoonful of rice, white rice. That's what I ate for like every day. And it was awful. It was awful. It was not healthy. And so many students come to us like, just like, you know, and I haven't eaten. And so there's a lot of nutrition products there, because I know you don't want to eat at all, but like, you know, mixes that are really healthy and stuff on a Life that I have on there for real, for that purpose, like with organic greens and super greens and red fruits and stuff, and vegan protein and stuff, because you know, it's very important to stay healthy. And I know you don't want to eat a lot of times on this journey. I get it. Trust me, but you know, it's important to put some kind of nourishment.
Oh my gosh, yeah, 100%. You know, if you want to make it through the thing, you gotta physically make it through the thing. You know, you gotta keep yourself strong. What is this? Did you have to go through a process of reparenting your inner child in your balancing phase? Is this the sacred part of us?
No, that's not anything to do with this journey.
Oh, Mama put it in here too. Awesome.
Yeah, I put the link where you can just click on it and go.
Yeah, that's on the YouTube. We got to get it into the Facebook one as well.
I'm getting there.
Get going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told you I was attacked.
You are.
She's around for a reason. It's not just because she loves me.
Oh my God! Do you realize it's after 10?
10:02. Yes.
It is. I can't even believe it.
Why?
Oh my God! Doesn't it though? When God, you explained so much stuff. I mean, even after reading the book, where I thought I knew things, you know, hearing you tonight, it's like, all right, no, that's not right. What I was thinking, you know, even though I've read it, but you do, like, again, when you say in here, you know, right at the end, you know, read it again, you know, and that's really good, wise points. It's, you know, because it's a lot to take in. It's a lot of information. It gets very confusing. Yes. However, I do believe, even when you were just explaining about your magnification course, you know, that really put everything in perspective. And I really think it's like, oh, wow. Okay. Because, you know, there's that harsh, confusing part of it. And then there's that unbelievable benefit of completion when it's done. So yes, it's worth doing this. This trip.
You know, everything you desire is on the other side of fear. Jack Canfield said that, and it's so true. Yeah. And you know, all confusion is fear.
Yep. Yeah, fear of everything, fear of the unknown. That's what
the confusion goes away, and you know, clarity.
One of the things we say about this show is that we know that no matter what, we've helped at least one person with our guests and the things we discuss. But I have pretty good feeling that we've helped quite a few people tonight. So
I so hope so.
And Yeah. And I think this is going to be one for people. Like I keep saying, I read the book. I thought it was one person in my life that was my my twin flame, and I was like, oh, I was okay with that. Understood it, kind of sort of thing. But listening to how you describe things, how you work, I was like, duh. You just have that light bulb moment that okay, that was not even anywhere close to, and is that when you said. I think it was that moment that you said that you feel it in your solar plexus, in your gut. You feel that pain, and all I could hear in my head was that mule kick to the gut. And I was like, oh, okay, now I know what that was. There you go.
Yeah,
And
there you go.
I would not. I don't regret everything I went through to get to where I am today, because that made me who I am today.
Yes,
Mhm.
exactly.
Oh,
Everything we all went through got us right here, and right
Yep.
here is perfect. It's all that is right now. Right?
It got me Gina. How could it get any better than that? There you go.
She's one of my soulmates right there. Absolutely, 100%. Love her to death.
Mhm.
We won't keep you any longer. So anybody, you guys get the book. Amazon, check out all her sites. Elle Hari.
Read the book and then come back and watch the show again. Trust me, you'll have something new to see.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
if you've talked with your friends, like my friend Tammy, years ago we talked about this. If you've talked to your friends about twin flames, they don't understand what it is or what's going on, share the show with them.
Yep.
Connect it up here. Thank you so much, and bye, and get some kisses. Thank you very much. And we got more thank yous. Thank you guys. Thank you all. All right. So I gotta find my video here.
She's lost again.
I lost it again. There's too many videos on here.
Well, I'd like to say thanks to everyone for showing up, for having such amazing questions. And thank you, Elle, for being here and teaching us something that we didn't realize we needed to know.
Well, thank you so much for having me. This was a blast.
All right, hang with us just for a minute here. And guys, we'll see y'all next week. Right? Ciao for now. We love you.
Behave yourselves a little bit.
Thank you again for joining us for another episode in the Fox Den. We're here every Thursday evening from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, bringing you a variety of guests, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and our Anchor venues. We would love it if you would go to our YouTube channel, The Fox Den with Gina B and Mama D, and please subscribe, share, and definitely hit the notification button to never miss a show. We'll see you all next week, and subscribers, watch for our pop-up shows as well.